Quarterbacks across the NFL are falling victim to injuries at an alarming rate, and it is already reshaping the way the season looks. The position is the heartbeat of a football team, and when a starter goes down, the impact is felt in every corner of the organization, from the play calling to the locker room chemistry to the overall playoff outlook. This week, the injury spotlight shines most brightly on Minnesota, Cincinnati, and Washington, each dealing with its own crisis under center. In Minnesota, the Vikings were hoping to continue developing rookie quarterback J.J. McCarthy, but those plans are now on hold. McCarthy suffered a high ankle sprain on Monday Night Football, and early indications are that he will not be available when the team hosts the Bengals on Sunday. For a young quarterback still adjusting to the professional game, it is a frustrating setback. Through 2 games, McCarthy has shown flashes of promise, including 1 excellent quarter of play, but the bulk of his performance has been inconsistent. Missing time now only delays his opportunity to grow into the role. Complicating matters further, McCarthy recently became a father, so he is balancing both the physical and mental toll of an NFL injury with the emotional demands of life at home. The Vikings, however, are fortunate to have a seasoned backup in Carson Wentz. This is exactly why Minnesota added him to the roster, a veteran who has been through ups and downs, capable of stepping in to steady the offense. Head coach Kevin O'Connell has now started 7 different quarterbacks in his short time with the team, yet somehow he has always managed to keep Minnesota competitive. Oddsmakers currently list the Vikings as a narrow 2.5-point favorite at home against Cincinnati, a reflection of both the uncertainty at quarterback and O'Connell's track record of making the most out of difficult circumstances. Over in Washington, the Commanders are facing their own quarterback dilemma. Star rookie Jaden Daniels, who carried the team all the way to the NFC Championship game last season, is dealing with a sprained knee. While team doctors have emphasized that the injury is not expected to be long-term, any absence from Daniels is a concern. His legs are the engine of the offense, not just a complementary feature. His ability to scramble, escape pressure, and extend plays is what gives Cliff Kingsbury's system its explosive potential. Playing him at less than 100% would not only limit the offense but could risk turning a minor injury into something worse. Washington learned that lesson the hard way a decade ago with Robert Griffin III, whose rushed return changed the course of his career. If Daniels sits, the Commanders will turn to Marcus Mariota. While not as dynamic, Mariota brings a similar style of play. He can operate outside the pocket, run designed quarterback plays, and give defenses enough to think about to keep them honest. Expect Kingsbury to adjust by leaning more on the ground game, designing touches for playmakers like Deebo Samuel, and using Mariota's legs to manufacture opportunities downfield. For the front office, the decision is clear. Daniels is the future of the franchise, and protecting him now, even at the cost of a game or two, may be the wiser long-term approach. Cincinnati, meanwhile, is staring down the toughest situation of them all. Joe Burrow, the cornerstone of the Bengals' turnaround and one of the NFL's premier quarterbacks, is dealing with a significant toe injury. Reports indicate that surgery is likely and that his recovery window could take up to 3 months. Even under the best-case scenario, that puts his return in mid-December. By that time, the playoff picture may already be settled, making it unlikely that Burrow returns this season. A trainer close to the league described Burrow leaving the stadium on a scooter and unable to put weight on the foot as not good, further reinforcing the grim outlook. The burden now falls on Jake Browning. The Bengals insist they believe in him, and he has shown some promise with a 4-3 record as a starter. Still, the offense will need to change dramatically. Cincinnati cannot afford to have Browning throwing the ball 40 times per game. Instead, they must protect him better, emphasize the running game, and play to his strengths by controlling the pace of games. Some fans have floated the idea of trading for a veteran like Kirk Cousins, but realistically, that kind of move is unlikely. Cousins' contract is hefty, and the Bengals are not a franchise known for aggressive trades or absorbing big salaries. More likely, they will ride with Browning and hope their defense and playmakers can keep them afloat. Of course, no conversation about the Bengals is complete without addressing the offensive line. Critics have hammered Cincinnati for years for failing to adequately protect Burrow, and there is some truth to that claim. However, the front office has made multiple attempts, using draft capital to shore up the line dating back to the Marvin Lewis era. The challenge has been execution rather than effort. With massive contracts already committed to Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Trey Hendrickson, the Bengals simply do not have the financial flexibility to go out and buy elite linemen in free agency. Instead, they are forced to draft and develop, a process that takes time and does not always guarantee results. So as Week 3 approaches, the NFL finds itself in an unusual place. Minnesota will likely start Carson Wentz. Cincinnati is turning to Jake Browning. Washington is hoping Jaden Daniels' sprain heals quickly, but may lean on Marcus Mariota in the short term. San Francisco continues to monitor Brock Purdy's toe, and the Jets are waiting to see if Justin Fields clears concussion protocol. For a league driven by its quarterbacks, the opening weeks have already delivered chaos. Injuries have the power not only to change games but to reshape entire playoff races. All eyes will be on Cincinnati and Minnesota this Sunday in a matchup of backup quarterbacks, each team trying to prove it can stay afloat without its starter. The Vikings have the home field advantage, but the Bengals still boast dangerous skill players and a defense capable of keeping games close. For fans, it is a reminder of just how quickly the NFL can change. One injury can flip a season upside down, and right now, it feels like half the league is holding its breath, waiting for its quarterbacks to heal.